Year, Dave Chisnall, now 35 from St Helens, twice a quarter-finalist on both occasions in the last couple of years. Had the misfortune, if you like, to be up against Michael van Gerwen. 33-1, Robert Thornton to win this one. Chisnall 18-1. Figured in that wonderful match in the World Championships against Peter Wright, one of the games of the tournament at the Ali Pali.
Well, certainly nothing between them from my point of view. Chisnall the slight favourite from the bookies' point of view. And strangely enough, John, the third consecutive time in the first round these two have met. Who's going to win this one?
Well, it was one each in the Premier League as well. 7-5 on each occasion.
As I mentioned at the start there, John, it's a good opportunity for all the players in this tournament to assess where they're at for the forthcoming season, the tough season ahead, which starts at the Premier League on Thursday, UK Open qualifiers, and then all the Pro Tour events and remaining events, which come thick and fast.
Some of the big names maybe will have not been practicing quite as assiduously as they sometimes do, maybe. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes here a little bit undercooked, if you like, and who comes here really flying.
Well, it is a decent format, first to 10, John, in this first round, so it does give the players plenty of opportunity to get the teeth well and truly into the match. There's no excuses then. You know, some of the first rounds can be quite thick and fast and almost over before you've got going, but there's no excuses in this one. Plenty of time from both players.
That's a nice setup by Thornton.
Well, leaves himself tops. Chisnall back on 3-4-6.
Robert Thornton had that great win, didn't he? Took the World Grand Prix back in October. Kept him high in the rankings. And there's the dart to give him the opening leg.
Probably got him in the Premier League as well this year, that win at the World Grand Prix in Ireland, winning one of the majors. And like you say, the prize money keeps him in the top 8.
83.
It's one of those well-worn darting cliches, isn't it, about Chisnall, best player never to have won a televised tournament, but he's going to need to settle into this one a little bit better than he has done so far. A little bit slow starting.
Well, you do feel it's round the corner from Chizzy, a player of his ability. He's not happy at the moment, but you know, he has been to some major finals. He's had the opportunity, he's just not got over the line. He's certainly got the game, and he's beating these top players on a regular basis. It's just putting it all together in the package over a weekend.
Well, that's more like the Chizzy we know and love. Not on a finish yet, though.
The poor first leg from Chisnall, throwing first in this one. Just needs to get that one on the board. Doesn't want any nasty habits.
58.
Auditorium, terrific for darts here, and slowly filling up. It's going to be packed out later on.
Well, the first year last year was fantastic, John, wasn't it? I mean, they came in there, thousands there, look, just of the start of the first day. They're still coming in through the doors. Had to extend it at the back.
Well, needed that for the treble 20 to set that one up. Couldn't find it. Now Thornton, 160, can't be done.
Well, Chisnall was a long way ahead in this leg,
60.
but he's got a good opportunity now. 20 for tops.
So can he take it out? 10s now. This is important for Chisnall. Now, opportunity to break the throw here for Thornton.
Yeah, big opportunity as well, and he's given himself the opportunity, and he takes the opportunity. So Thornton, a long way behind in the leg. We said Chisnall just doesn't look comfortable at the moment, but he had a chance to take it. Thornton steps in, 2-0.
It's about taking your opportunities, and Thornton does that. So now Chisnall has it to do.
100.
Got to the Premier League semi-finals last year, Dave. Had a 9-darter in the Grand Slam.
Well, that Premier League, I mean, he was so close to beating Gary, wasn't he, in that semi-final?
Very.
Fantastic game that was. But, a big scorer he is. He hasn't got his scoring boots on, but Robert Thornton certainly has. First maximum from the Scot, and the first one of the match. That's better from Chisnall, though.
Thornton averaging a ton plus. Early stages of this match, but it shows that he's settled into it very much better than Chisnall, who's shy of 80.
Oh, Chizzy's best attribute is his scoring. Well, is he going to stay there? Well, he certainly is. Thought he might have gone for the 18s to make sure he left it finished, but he went for the maximum to get himself going. One apiece in the maximum column.
Well, he needed that last treble, didn't he? Now, Chisnall 128. Double 10.
This could be a fantastic last 6 darts from Chisnall. That really would have been back to the darts that we're so used to from the man in yellow.
Tops. And there it is. Finishing is serving him well.
Well, that was certainly better from Chisnall. Hit the maximum and just missed double 10. You could see he was a little bit nervous going for the double 10. But that would have well and truly got him back into the game. But Thornton stepping in, hitting that dart at the double, John, when you got one dart, it's so significant.
He's won on the last couple of occasions. These two have met in UK Open qualifiers early last year. Robert Thornton. Maybe that's psychologically good for him.
Stephen Bunting in the audience there.
41.
This is more like it.
Well, he needs a big effort here, doesn't he, in these next 2 legs. Leaves himself 170. You feel he has to take this leg on throw in the first break. Coming up after 5 legs.
Stephen Bunting and Terry Jenkins there.
42.
Well, not a good visit, but as we saw in that second leg, it gave Thornton the opportunity when he took out the 100, and he's getting a better opportunity in this one with his second maximum. Pressure on Chisnall.
Well, Chisnall went treble 18 last time he was on here, so is he going to do the same again? No. Treble 20, and he's now for the bullseye for 128.
103.
Well, that's 2 128 finishes he's missed. It could be significant, but Thornton 3 out of 4 on the doubles at the moment. Well, 4 out of 5.
Ouch, that will hurt.
Well, it's well and truly on the money is Thornton hitting that double. We said it a few minutes ago, John. Well, he's getting that one dart, he's hitting it.
Absolutely. 4 out of 5 now, which is brilliant. 59. And that's compares with 0 out of 4 for Dave Chisnall on doubles. And he's scoring more heavily as well. There's a break at the end of this leg, and if Chisnall goes in 5-0 down, well, that's going to be a pretty awful state of affairs and a long way back for him to try and trawl his way back into this match.
Well, it is. We did say at the start of the show that it is 1st to 10, so there is a good opportunity to get yourself back in the match, but 5-0 is a big deficit. It really is.
Plenty of fancy dress in the auditorium as ever. And plenty of messages as there as well. It's like a hand of youth, that lad in the leather jacket, didn't he? Didn't want to argue with him.
60.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the weekend here. Arena MK. Unibet Masters.
42.
Plenty of time for Thornton, though. Chisnall a long way back. 180 would make it look a bit better, and he's not going to get it. Can't find the trebles at the moment.
58.
Well, he made some inroads, hasn't he, in the middle, sort of 2, 3, 4 legs, but Thornton just didn't give him. You know, he missed a 1-2-8 twice, but never got another opportunity. Thornton hitting the double with the first dart in the second,
double
3rd and 4th leg. Oh,
no score.
Bust it. Could this be the change? But Chisnall needs a big score here. to give himself an opportunity at the finish before we go to the first break. And there it is. He's running to the board, making sure that that last treble doesn't fall out.
Just by the width of a wire. Thornton failed last time. Double 7 now. He's got it. 122, treble 18, treble 18, double 7, and Thornton into the break. Chisnall can't believe it. He's finishing sensational. The Scotsman leads 5-0. Was before the break from Dave Chisnall. He wanted 122, and that's the way to do it. Second time of asking him, that meant that at the interval he leads 5-0. Thought this was going to be a tight game, Alan, but so far Thornton running away with it. Great finishing.
Well, that 122 from Robert was amazing in quite a lot of senses, really, because he missed the 122 and bussed it in the previous visit.
Missed it by a whisker, didn't he?
Chisnall hit the 180 to give himself a chance at the leg. And then he takes out the 122 in a different way and goes in 5-0.
96.
Best performance Robert Thornton's had in this event, the Unibet Masters, the quarter-finals back in 2013.
81.
He's got a purposeful look about him today.
He certainly has, hasn't he?
First to 10,
Certainly
remember?
looks, mean and lean.
Mean, anyway.
90.
Yeah, he looks up for this, doesn't he? But his finishing has been impeccable, really. I know he bust the 122, but apart from that, 5 out of 7, including that 122 bust, has been pretty good. Unlucky there from Chisnall, one either side. Normally one of the biggest scorers on the circuit.
And Thornton able to put him under a bit of pressure if he could have just found another treble, and he knows that that was a bit of a loose last dart.
Yeah, currently being outgunned. He has hit 2 maximums, Dave Chisnall, but he's only hit 2 140s. I think that's been the difference. Oh, that's better. Well, he needed to make a move after the break. Maybe his thoughts a bit more positive than they were going in at 5-0.
Very important that he holds this throw now. If he didn't convert the advantage he's got here, well, it could have a ruinous effect, couldn't it? Tops.
Yeah, he just needs to get that one leg on the board, doesn't he?
Dear, dear, dear.
Robbie, you recall 130.
Now then, starting down the bottom.
Well, he's going to leave the double. So Chisnall pressurised again for double 10. They're hard to hit most of the time, but when you keep missing, they look smaller.
0 out of 7. 0 out of 8. Dear, this is a huge dart. Oh dear, 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 it's not his day. It's starting to look very much as though that is the case. Double 10 now for Thornton. And goodness me, didn't he steal the leg there?
Well, this all started in leg 2, and Dave Chisnall missed the 128. Hit the 2 treble 18s and wired double 10. Thornton stepped in, took the 100 out against throw, and since then the pressure's been on Dave Chisnall, and the small opportunities that he has had, he hasn't taken.
And Robert's taken 6 doubles out of 9, which tells its own story, doesn't it, compared with Chisnall's 0 out of 9.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and that includes a bust score from Robert as well on the 122 when he had 2 opportunities, the 122 a bust and then taking it out. So looking good for the Thorn. The winner will play Gary Anderson, the current world champion, or Dutchman Vincent van der Voort. They'll be playing this evening.
Saw Gary early on looking as laid back as ever. Where do they get these outfits from?
Never know if you just never know when he's going to hit the wall.
Even Chris Mason doesn't dress like that.
81.
Oh, I don't know. Well, looking forward to the weekend here. Arena MK. all dressed in the fancy dress, enjoying the weekend here.
128.
And getting a darting lesson from Robert Thornton.
Poised to go 7-0, 112 when he returns.
59.
And it's just not there for Chisnall, not on a finish, so no pressure on Thornton.
Well, I can assure you, he won't want to wait for Dave Chisnall. He wants to kill him off as quickly as possible. These players now at the top of the rankings, they have that killer instinct. You've got to keep that for the rest of the tournaments that come up in the rest of the year.
So 60. Tops. It's really good, Robert Thornton's finishing today. Dave Chisnall, throwing as he is, can't touch him. He's 7-0 down.
He's just not happy. You can tell by Chisnall there, he hasn't found his range.
60.
He's talking to himself, trying to get himself going, geeing himself up, but he's just not working at the moment. And Robert Thornton is firing him in.
21.
It's looking as though a whitewash is a distinct possibility, the way the darts are going at the moment. It's more like it.
25.
Important thing from Chisnall, he just needs to get that one on the board. The longer the match goes when you haven't won your first leg,
83.
it becomes that more difficult to get it. And he'll be thinking about that as well.
That's just near where we're commentating. People always wonder where the commentary box is. We're sort of hidden away down that left-hand side. And the players, needless to say, can't hear our utterances. Perhaps just as well.
Absolutely. Especially when Stuart's in full flow.
Yes. Stuart Pike, who's
60.
going to be in the commentary box with Chris Mason for the next matchup.
Yeah, next matchup, former champion James Wade against
100.
the Bull, Terry Jenkins.
160.
So 160 for Chisnall to get into this at last. Is that in? No, it's not. Just in the one.
Well, he's in a dangerous place as well with Thornton on 97, the way he's been finishing.
97.
Yeah, two at tops. Nod of the head for double 10. And double 10 it is.
And just a little smile from Chisnall, who's now, I think, fully aware that this is not his day. And it appears to be going very much the way of the Scot.
That's a fair adjudication, Mr. Rawling.
8-0, could be 10-0.
Yeah, he'll almost feel a slight embarrassment that he hasn't got a leg on the board. Everybody knows he's a good player. Let's get that out of the window straight away, but it's just not happened for him. He's frustrated because he knows he's had chances, and by missing those chances, he's not giving himself the opportunity to get himself going in the match.
And Thornton's checkout rate continues to be brilliant.
125.
Yeah, pretty solid performance from Thornton. As you say, 33-1 outside at the start of the tournament. If he does win this one 10-0 or 10-1, I'm sure those will decrease slightly.
8 out of 12, not bad, eh?
64.
You can average whatever you like, but if you start checking out with that sort of level of attainment on the doubles, 8 out of 12, you're a hard guy to beat.
Yeah, and what he's done is he's done it with the last dart on 5, maybe 6 occasions, and denied Dave Chisnall 3 more darts at the double to get himself that leg on the board, and thus keep the pressure on the man in yellow.
Well, Chisnall's on a finish now, 116. So he could get that leg. You kind of want him to.
Yeah, good trouble from Thornton to leave himself a finish. Now then, 19 for tops for Chisnall. Can he get his first leg on the board? Tops he needs.
76.
Getting excited there, Alan. 155 for Thornton. He can't do it now. So Chisnall will come back with 3 darts at 40.
59.
Well, this double top will look as small as a swallow's eyebrow. Oh, just not happen for Chizzy.
Crowd would have raised the roof if he'd managed to finally get one. That's a good dart. Double 18 for Thornton for 9-0. That's a good marker. Oh, well, you'd have put money on that one going in.
Well, that's kind of his first miss, really.
He thought he'd got it.
Well, he's now give 3 more darts to Dave Chisnall to get that double. The one on the board, the crowd are willing him on. Well, almost can't believe he's hit it. Cheeky smile.
People standing up and cheering. An ironical punch of the air from Chizzy.
Yeah, in his mind, he kind of knows he's lost the match, but he's just so glad he's got that one on the board because he was been struggling all the way through to hit the double.
61.
Well, almost gave it away again, but he's got that one on the board. We don't want to start talking about comebacks yet.
No, let's give it a moment, shall we?
We'll give it another 10 minutes, I think.
It's kind of a Stuart Pike situation, that, isn't it? When was the last time somebody was 8-0 up and lost?
62.
Wadey was miles up, wasn't he, against Scott Waits in that Grand Slam final, but that wasn't a first to 10, it was a first to 16, I think.
Well, Mervyn King in this tournament in the final 2 years ago against James Wade, he was a long way ahead.
He was.
Just shows it's never over. So that last dart goes in. Well, he's starting to score a bit better. On a regular basis, Thornton's scoring has disappeared. Love their darts.
What a great place for a parrot to come.
140.
Yep, there's the parrot. Related to Peter Wright, apparently.
100.
Similar colouring, certainly. 101 then. Good dart. Double 16. It's 8-2.
Oh, here we go. Well, clean kill there from Dave Chisnall. He eventually gets himself back into the match. He was 8-0 down. He got the cheer from the audience when he got his first leg on the board, and then he takes out 101. He goes in at the break, still trailing though. 8-2 to Robert Thornton.
Whizzed into an 8-0 victory, or 8-0 lead, and then Chisnall at last. He could see the humour of the situation, broke his duck, made it 8-1, and blow me, just before the interval, he made it 8-2. Well, surely we're not going to have that comeback that you hinted at, Alan.
We don't like mentioning it, but we're kind of trying to get the excitement going in the game, because at 8-0 it looks all and sundry that it's over. But Dave, just like the almost ironic, cheesy smile from Chizzy when he got that first leg. Only had one dart in leg 2 and leg 4 at the 1-8 finish. So it was a good first half from Robert Thornton. But at least Chisnall will feel a little bit happier that he's got those 2 legs on the board. Maybe relax a little bit better. Certainly on the doubles. That was his problem.
That's unlucky. That's unlucky.
Well, that's certainly a problem when they fall out of the treble.
Let's see if we can see that one again in a moment. Chisnall can't believe it. Sometimes it's just not your day.
60.
Well, in a 1-8,
look at that.
If you remember, John, early on in the match when he hit a 180, he had to run to the board to pick the last dart out because it looked like it was going to fall out of the board. But he's made up for it, hasn't he?
Yep, they stayed very much put.
Made up for the fallout.
60.
They were wobbling a bit.
Yeah, maybe the dart points maybe just a little bit too shiny, but he's certainly got his scoring boots back on. Could he get himself back into this match where he trailed 8-0?
Well, he's got himself onto a finish, Chisnall. 161 now.
55.
Can be done.
161.
Treble 20 his first dart.
Yeah, this is against a throw as well.
No, can't be done. But he'll have another visit. Thornton
84, so treble 16. Yeah, treble 16 leave double 18, or treble 20 to leave double 12. He's just making sure he's got the option.
93.
That was a bit of a jockey throw there, wasn't it? His back leg sprung in the air.
How about this for a visit? Look at that, perfection.
50.
perfection.
David by 68.
Chisnall now has to take this, 68.
Well, he's been scoring well in this leg, and finishing is now in his locker room.
He's won 3 on the spin, it's 8-3. Not that Thornton particularly taken his foot off the pedal, I don't think. It's that Chizzy has finally found the doubles.
Yeah, that's been the story of the match, has been the doubles. Thornton impeccable in the first 5 legs. Chisnall decided to make his move. Chizzy's arrived in Milton Keynes.
Big sporting weekend here.
100.
A little match tomorrow between Milton Keynes and Chelsea. I had to shift my car earlier on. I think I was in Mr. Abramovich's spot.
100.
Got the same car, haven't you?
Not the same age.
41.
Now, a big opportunity for Dave Chisnall to get to 8-4. Still 4 legs trailing, but he really will feel like he's back in the match.
Roberts slightly got an attack of the collywobbles here. He was winning almost without thinking, and suddenly he can't find his scores.
41.
Ah, let's see Andy Fordham in the crowd. He refers to himself as Chewbacca, by the way, so he's not going to come looking for me.
100.
Yeah, even the young ones enjoying it. Chisnall 76.
140.
So,
David by 76.
Treble 20 is looking for with his opening dart. 16 for tops. And there is 1-4 on the spin, 8-4.
Well, it's Chisnall's time now to hit the double at the first visit. He took the 101 out, and the last 2 legs, 68 with double 4, and that one there. So 3 legs on the trot, despite missing all those doubles. He's hit the double with the first dart. It's good news for Chisnall fans.
81.
Of whom there are many. Very popular player, Chizzy.
Well, I said before, he'll feel like he's well and truly in the match, so we'll see some fighting now. Well, come on, Chizzy. He's certainly making an effort. Unlucky, but decent ton.
Religious fraternity enjoying an early pint.
140.
That's better from Thornton.
So I don't suppose you could call a group of nuns a fraternity. I suppose you'd call it a sisterhood, wouldn't you?
Can he sneak another one underneath? Yes. Oh. Enjoying their day. And these two still battling on the main stage.
55.
20 minutes ago, it looked all and sundry like it was over, but some divine intervention for Dave Chisnall.
I think that was Mother Superior. Well, this is terrific from Chizzy. Look at that.
Mitchell threw that one high, didn't want to bust the score.
164.
Now then, this is a big finish. This is a big finish, not just numerically, but in the context of the match.
So Chizzy's going to come back now looking for tops,
90.
and this to make it 5 consecutive legs. Can he do it? Crowd are willing him on. Thornton on 74. The way Chisnall's throwing for these now, you'd think he's going to take it. It's not a bad marker. Surely now. Yes, indeed. 8-0 to 8-5.
Well, the crowd are certainly enjoying it now because it's more of a contest than it was. Well, the facial expressions from Chisnall are certainly different than what they were 20 minutes ago as well, John, and that's the difference. And that was against a throw, so he's throwing first here.
Just couldn't find his range early in the match, could he? He looked like he was throwing with somebody else's arms. It just wasn't happening for him.
Yes, well, he didn't have many opportunities on the double, but Thornton was impeccable in the first 5 legs on the finishing. And then it just went downhill from there, but all of a sudden, he nicked that leg, was embarrassed with the double, hit it, and he's taken 4 more since.
140.
Well and truly got his scoring boots on now. it'll be in the back of the mind of Robert Thornton now, because apart from the fact he's taken 5 legs on the trot and he's well and truly back in the match, Robert knows that his scoring game is just letting him down a little bit.
His average was up in 3 figures, it's way down to 87 now. And he's not been hitting the doubles quite as well as he was earlier in the match.
99.
Yeah, both just a little bit shy of 90. It's been up and down for both players. Thornton was well up, he's gone down a little bit. Chisnall was down, he's on his way up.
100.
Well, he'll come back looking for a Shanghai, treble, single and double to make it 8-6.
95.
More like it from Thornton, but let's see if Chisnall can take this one out. Treble 20. Well, treble now. No.
Okay, as long as he can set it up, yeah, he'll be happy with that. He's coming back to the board. He's coming back to the board for double 10, where earlier he was struggling, but now he's starting to hit the doubles. He'll feel more confident hitting it.
He'll fancy this one. This for 8-6 from 8-0. Not a bad marker. This time, that's a big dart, it's 8-6. The Chizzy fans are celebrating.
Well, the cliche of a game of 2 halves, this is a complete and utter example of that cliche. Incredible, really, at 8-0.
Well, the taxi was metaphorically revving up outside, wasn't it? But it's starting to look as though he can take off and go elsewhere, because Chisnall is finding his A game.
140.
Good visit from Thornton, though. He really needs this leg for lots of different reasons. He threw first as well. Well, started with a maximum, but can't find a treble in the second visit. So a good opportunity here for Thornton, starting to score better.
100.
You can see visually he's speeded up. He's trying to grip his teeth, fight away there, get himself that leg on the board, which would put him 1 leg away from the match and maybe stem the flow of the Chisnall comeback.
Right, 121. So all he can do is try and set it up, coming down the board, and that's a great dart.
Yeah, it was a good dart, that one. Didn't want to leave himself too much when he returned to the board with Chisnall on 206, because you feel he's going to leave himself something pretty handy. Hasn't it a treble again, though?
Well, this is a big moment in the match. If Thornton doesn't take this, which he does, and my goodness, doesn't 9-6 look a lot better for him than 8-7?
Well, at 8-0, Robert Thornton wouldn't have thought that this game was still continuing. Well, Chisnall will be disappointed in the fact that he's 1 leg away from defeat, but he'll be happy in the fact that he's got himself well and truly into the match and made it a match.
Great maximum. Thornton's third, compared with 5 for Chisnall.
78.
Yeah, he's making his move now, isn't he?
There's Chizzy's manager down there.
Yeah, Roger. He'd have been disappointed at 8-0. He'll be happy with the way he's come back, but it's looking like it's going to go Thornton's way. But still not a lot in it.
58.
Thornton's effectively taken the throw, though, taken the darts, and now looking to tighten his grip on what could be the last leg of the match.
Well, it's a good solid leg from Thornton. 2 tons and a 140 to leave himself 161. Well, Chisnall just working out, because 5 19s would leave the 170. And he can't hit it, but so treble 20 would... well, he's missed
39.
the big 20, never mind the treble.
161 can be done, not now, but he's a long way clear. He'll get another visit after this, so it's all about setting it up,
99.
which he does pretty well, leaving 62.
Well, 62. Chance to win the match. But Chisnall is on his shirt tail.
That's a great visit. So Thornton, 10s for 16s, 12 would leave tops. 1 dart at it, and he's missed by a long way.
Well, a long way off the double there, and Chisnall with that maximum. He's just checking. 14 for double 16 maybe. Yeah, 2 darts at double 16 to get himself back to 9-7. Has to move over the hockey, and he moves over to good advantage.
So he stays alive. There's a hold of throw. 9-7, first to 10, remember, in this first round. What a good match to start off.
Well, it's turned out that way, with Chisnall starting to hit the doubles. It's a good encounter now.
140.
Good chance for Chisnall here after the first visit from both players.
Heavy scoring as ever from Chisnall. This is 9th 140 plus, in addition to 6 180s.
Got to keep the scoring. You can't take your foot off the gas. That's okay. He was looking for more, but a ton's still pretty good when he started the leg with a 140.
And this is a potential break of throw again. Chizzy's gonna get you. He might. He just might. And he wouldn't have given much of a price on that a few minutes back when he was 8-0 down.
Well, it would be an incredible win, wouldn't it? It really would, and put him in good stead for the rest of the tournament. It's sort of that feeling where you think you should be going home.
Yeah, he's on a finish. He's on a finish, and if he wins this, which is looking likely now, he's going to have the darts to make it 9-all. Could be a real nervy, nail-biting finish, this one. Great dart, great
fantastic from Chisnall. He really has shown us what he can do in the final 2 quarters of the match.
Double 12 then to make it 9-8. Sixes. Yes, indeed. 8-0 down, 9-6 down, now 9-8, and he's got the darts to square off the match. Penny for the thoughts of Robert Thornton now.
Well, certainly more positive thoughts from Dave Chisnall, because he knows he should have been out of the match. He should have been in the back room, despondent in his performance. If he can hold here, we'll have that decisive and nail-biting last leg decider.
Well, you talk about a game of, you said earlier, a game of 2 halves. It really is. Extraordinary turnaround.
Oh, the crowd are certainly enjoying it. We're enjoying it. We hope you're enjoying it at home. There you see the doubles from Chisnall, and that's all because of the first 8 legs of the match. He couldn't hit the double.
Robert cursing the fact that he can't find the trebles when he needs them. Just, oh, that's a great dart.
Another one to leave the 170. That's the reason you go for the 18s with the first dart on 308.
Is he getting jittery? Wouldn't be a surprise if he were.
Well, that dart at double top to win the match was quite a long way off, wasn't it?
It was.
Certainly from a guy who's been hitting the doubles pretty well all the way through the match.
Oh, maximum number 7 for Chisnall. He's flying now. And Thornton can't hit the proverbial barn door.
He's really going to have to get his act together. He does throw first in the last leg, but that's if Chisnall does take this leg. We can't be presumptuous with the way the match has gone. But it is a last leg decider. Well, Dave Chisnall back from 8-0, and we go to the 19th and final leg.
Well, and the fact that he won the throw for bull backstage means that Thornton has first go, and he's missed the treble.
Well, incredible, really. Sometimes we say you can't write the script. This has been an incredible script. It really has.
100.
Didn't quite capitalise as he might have done there, Dave Chisnall. That's not lying well for Thornton.
60.
It just isn't there.
Well, Thornton will be in that back room. He won't believe what's happened if he loses this match.
Just goes to show it's never over until that final dart is thrown. You've got to go across the line. 8-0 up. And now 9-all. That's what he's been looking for.
Well, that's how quickly the game of darts can change. Before that throw, he looked nervous. Chisnall was slightly ahead, but that's changed the complexion, not just of the match, but his feelings
61.
inside of getting over the line.
And did that impact on that visit from Chisnall there? Maybe. Well,
There's a few more collywobbles, isn't there? There's plenty of nerves up there.
Tell you what, it's nervy watching it, never mind playing it.
Oh, good second one. He's just checking his score. 182. 18s, a single 18 would leave 164. That's what he's thinking. Don't want to leave a bogey number. But he's hit the treble.
Fabulous last start now. 160, Chisnall left on 128. Got to get a treble, you sense, and he's found it.
Well, Chisnall's missed the 1-8 twice in the early part of this match, in the second and fourth leg, when he couldn't quite hit the double. And this is to win an incredible match. Needs another for double 10. Oh, he's missed it.
By a whisker.
Well, may stay there, or treble 10 to leave double top. 70 required. He's gone for treble 10.
So 60 then for the match for Robert Thornton. Tops now. 10s, huge darts, and he's missed it by a distance.
Well, Dave Chisnall can't believe that he is stood here on the Oki, Arena MK, 60 in front of him to win this incredible match.
Tops he wants to complete a brilliant comeback. Another chance. Yes, there it is! What a game that was. Robert Thornton cannot believe it. He was 8-0 up, 9-6 up, back to 9-all, and Dave Chisnall somehow survives and moves into the second round. But what a game. Remember that as one of the terrific comebacks that we've seen in darts.
Yeah, absolutely incredible from Dave Chisnall at 8-0 down. It looked all and sundry over, but he's through to the quarterfinals, and he's milking it, and why not? Coming up next, James Wade against Terry Jenkins.